Hello, I'm just giving some progress on the Student Planner app so far for the school. I'm going to show you guys on this emulator right here just what I've done so far, and I'll even show you a little bit of the code. I won't go too much into detail or anything. I'm just going to show you kind of show you a part of it, maybe show some of this or something, what I have designed for it and my plans for it and everything, and just basically just the progress so far. So let me build the project real quick. Oh, and there it's building right there. I do apologize ahead of time because my internet's not that fast, so the quality of this video is going to be a little bit low, so it doesn't take an entire 2 days to upload it. So just bear that in mind for right now. So let me get to the thing. You can see there's my emulator. It started the project, or I could say app, and you can see it brings me to this registration and log on screen. Sorry about that. And then I can either swipe or click on this little thing and the little ripple shows up on these tabs. And what happens is you can see if I go to main activity, and I'm just going to lower that right now. On the creation, so when the activity starts or when the project starts, it checks if user is cached. So if there's not a user that's made on this thing you already or not logged in, it takes them to the registration activity. So let me register real quick. Well, actually, no, let me show you what it looks like if I didn't fill in all the things. So if I wanted to say, oops, don't mind that right now, that's just for my purposes. It will say after a while, um, yeah, it will say what this says. So to mind that, it says, please make sure you entered all fields correctly, and I didn't bring an email or password. I might change that up actually and just have this thing turn red and say, please enter email address and stuff like that instead of having this dialog come up right here. But let me put it in correctly now. And you need a legitimate email address, although I'm not going to send users emails to log in fully, but you will need an email address to make it. You can't just have something like, whoops, you can't just have something, phones, you can't just have something like Bludgy right there, and then I just put test for password, but you can't have this, it won't work. Invalid email address. So if I just have this, which is my email address real quick, and then you could see I could either choose to register as a teacher, or I could register as a student, or I could of course log in, but I'm just going to choose student right now, and then I'm going to register. There we go. See, that works. You can see right here that there it is. You can see that I save the well, as soon as I register, I save them. There we go. I save the where is my register activity? I save them as where's that? I'm just going to show you real quick. Oh god, register tab fragments. There we go. There we go. I save their email and everything on the phone, but I also save it in the database as well to back up the information. So if I refresh the page, there we go. You can see we have a new user. It's the username bledgy7@gmail.com. I just put it as the email because the username has to be unique for every person. So you can't have multiple users entered with the same email address. It won't work. They'll say you have their username's already taken or the email address is already taken. So there it is, and then you can see is teacher's false, and of course password's hidden, so nobody can really see it. It's all encrypted. So if I go back to the app, let me just make this a little bit bigger. Alright, this is not exactly what it's going to look like when it's finished. None of this is. Well, this is going to look pretty similar to it, but I might change some things around to make it look a little better, look a little nicer. I might take that away and put something else there, or reword it. But you can see right here I have a little drop down menu, or spinner as they're called, um, and I have an a list in alphabetic order of every class at Fitch High School from A to Z, and like I could pick Latin 1 first period, and then my second period I'll just pick Algebra 1, and then Biology, then I'll put like Applied Math, and then fifth period, let's say I have a study hall, so I'll just leave it blank, or let's say someone put like this, but they say, oops, I don't want to do that, I want to pick study hall. Then I'll pick I don't know, chemistry, and then let's say I don't have anything for 7th period. Say that's gone. So I'll register classes, and you can see. Don't worry about that again. That's just for my debugging purposes. I'll remove that when the app's finished. I just need to see what's going on sometimes. But there's the main activity right now. Before I show you any of that, let me refresh the page some more. Alright, you can see now that student classes, right there, if it highlights, it doesn't. But the student ID, it's a pointer to this username, so it's connected to that username. And you can see all the classes they have registered. If you don't have anything or you have study hall, it's just nothing. And then you can see this is a little big and really ugly looking right now. I need to change this around. I need to make this look a little smaller. But above the gray line, you can see this little gray line right here. Above the gray line, you'll have like notifications and stuff like that, and any events that you have coming up. And then below it, you'll have notes or anything like that, which you'll add by doing this. You see a nice little animation there. I also have a navigation drawer. Now, you can also have it come out by swiping left, or I should say swiping from left to right. Oops. And then you can have things. This is just placeholders right now. I'm gonna have their username and email address and like a little picture here and everything, and things like settings or change your classes and stuff like that. I still haven't really made the implementation for that yet. And then I have this little floating action button right here, and I have these are called cards, and I have them all in a list. You can see it goes 1st period, 2nd period, 3rd, 4th, and then goes straight to skips 5th because I have study all that, and then doesn't go to 7th because I don't have that period, so it just goes to 6th period and then ends. And these little buttons here, they're not implemented yet. I haven't made anything with them, but you can check all your events for that class or all your notes for that class. And just let me make an event right now actually. So if you can say I wanted to add anything, I just click this little floating action button. You can see the little animation, and I can add a note or an event. I think I'll add an event right now. And yeah, this looks a little ugly right now, but I'm definitely going to change this around. I need to figure out a way to make it look nice, but let's say actually, oh, I didn't want to do that, so I just go back. So add an event. I'll make it for algebra. I'll make it April 2nd. I'll have test. So there's a test that date. So remember, don't mind that. It's just for my debugging purposes. And you can see it has a little notification that you said it's not lined up at all. I need to fix that. And you can see you have a test April 2nd. And that's your little event right there. And then I'll show you the design in a minute. I'm just going to show you the rest of this. And I can also add a note. So I'm going to add a note for I don't know, Latin. Nah, I'll make it chemistry. I'll make it on the bottom. So I'll make a example note here. I can add the note, and you can see example note here, and there's a little note icon there. So there's this thing. This is what I want it to look like when I design it. So before I actually made it, I made a little design implementation like this. I made just in Photoshop. I just made this real quick, and this is what I plan on it having to look like. You can see the cards are a little bit bigger, and all the text is smaller, so it's not as obnoxiously big. So I need to fix that a little bit, and I'm going to play around with this a little bit. And there's going to have, let's say these are all, let's say they have like 5 events and like 10 notes for each class. They're going to have a maximum of 3 shown for each. And then when they have more than 3 for each, it's going to be hidden, and they can click on the all events or all notes to see all their notes. And they're going to be in order of like the most recent ones will be here, and the most recent events coming up, like the closest to like the date it's going to happen, are going to be here. And then the rest of the ones, the older ones, or I should say the ones that are going to come up later, are going to be in the queue, you could say. So that's it right there. You just gotta change that around a little bit. Because obviously I don't think it makes sense to have 3 different buttons, so I just made like a little X so you can see how you might want to take it off or something like that. So that's basically the main implementation of it. And I might show this to the club or something, or other people if they wanted to just tell me if you want to see like go like a walkthrough through the code or something. I mean, there's thousands of lines here and even more stuff here. So plenty of things done. I still need to do some more things and stuff like that. and it's going to keep growing and getting bigger, and hopefully I'm going to put more implementation into it, and I need to really get the teacher part down. I don't have any of the teacher things implemented yet. So like for if you register as a teacher, I still need to figure out what I want to do specifically for that and everything, and design and code all the teacher stuff in, and then figure out how I'm going to connect users and everything, like teachers and students and like stuff like that. But I have mainly the students are basically done. I just need to fix this up, make it look a little nicer, and then put a little placeholder here. So if they don't have any notes or anything, like when they first go into the screen, um, there's gonna have like a little placeholder, like add notes or something, or add events if you want to. And I'll show you. There's a little bug right now that's if I wanted to add another event, um, after I add a second event, it's gonna crash. So let me do that right now. And you can see, there we go. Stream planner stopped. I gotta fix that. I'll probably fix it by the end of the day or something. Totally not sure. I may be able to fix it by tomorrow or something. I gotta figure out what that issue is yet. That's basically the app. If you have any more questions, you can always just ask me or something. Thank you.